Hello everyone. My name is Meenu Sharma from Nursing Department, Clinical Instructor in RPIIT Medical and Technical Campus. Today my topic is fluid and electrolyte therapy. Introduction. Fluid and electrolyte therapy is an essential component of the care of hospitalized children and a through understanding of the changing requirements of growing children in fundamental in appreciating the many important pharmacokinetics changes that occur from birth to adulthood. While there are many factors that contribute to the fluid and electrolyte needs of children. Approaching this therapy in a systematic, organized fashion can help meet ongoing as well as changing needs of the patients. Daily electrolytes requirements. Estimates for daily electrolyte can be based on metabolic demands or by extension on daily water needs like sodium 2 to 3 MEq per 100 ml H2O per day, potassium 1 to 2 EMQ per 100 ml H2O per day, chloride 2 to 3 MEq per 100 ml H2O per day. Important caveats about daily fluids and electrolyte managements. Equants for fluid and electrolyte maintains are based on a series of assumptions include average insensible losses, average energy expenditures and metabolism, average urinary losses, no additional losses from other sites, normal renal functions. Fluid imbalance. Fluid imbalance results when maintenance of fluid input and output within the body is impaired or when homeostatic regularity mechanism in the body begin to malfunction, usually as a result of an underlying pathology. Fluid imbalance can either be dehydration or overhydrations. Dehydration is defined as the excessive loss of body fluid with an accompanying disruption of metabolic processes or a state of fluid deficit in the body. It can be either no some or severe based on how much of the body's fluid is lost or not replenished. Classified based on fluid volume depletions, plasma tonicity, sodium deficit, form of dehydration, isotonic and isotrematic dehydration, hypotonic and hypotrenemic dehydration, hypertonic and hypometremic dehydration. Hypotonic and hyponatremic dehydration result from intake of water or fluid with low solute content. For example, dextrose infusion. The water is absorbed while sodium loss continues. There is deficit of water and sodium, but the deficit of sodium is greater. Serum sodium concentration is low, above 130 mm. The child is lethargic and infrequently may have seizure. Treatment because of the associated danger, hypermetremia should not be corrected rapidly. The goal is to decrease the serum sodium by over 12 MEq per level every 24 hours, a rate of 0.5 ml per hour. In the children with hypernatremic dehydration, as in any child with dehydration, the first priority is restoration of intravascular volume with isotonic fluid. Fluid replacement therapy. Most important goal of fluid replacement therapy is restoration of an adequate effective circulating volume. Replace fluid deficit in dehydration. Fluid deficit is calculated from degree of dehydration. Fluid deficit give maintenance fluid therapy. Oral rehydration therapy. Oral rehydration with electrolyte solution is safe, efficacious and convenient. Can be used as first line therapy is nearly all fluid and electrolyte abbreviations except severe circulatory compromise. WHO oral rehydration solution has been very successful with nitrogen sodium is equal to 90 mm and glucose 111 mm. And next, ORS requirements in diarrhea. No dehydration means where this is not available other homemade fluids. Severe dehydration means for IV rehydrations like ringer lactates is recommended. If not available, normal saline can be used. Then some dehydrations like 75 ml per kg of ORS over 4 hours. Reuse after 4 hours if dehydrations persist. Repeat above. Intravenous therapy, absolute indications for IV therapy are limited, clearly indicated in shock, sometime in settings of high ongoing losses or in those children who cannot accomplish rehydration orally. Re-establishing effective circulating volume is the main goal. When continuing IV fluids, consider remaining deficit that need to be replaced, ongoing losses, daily requirements for water and electrolytes, clinical condition that can affect use of IV fluids, rehydration. The child with dehydration require acute intravenous to ensure that there is adequate tissue perfusion. This resuscitation phase require rapid restoration of the circulating intravascular volume and treatment of shock with an isotonic solution such as normal saline and ringer lactate. Monitoring fluid therapy, proper regulating of the quantity of fluids, examine the patient frequently, weight the child daily, monitor fluid input and output, including urine and other output closely, laboratory and parameters, electrolytes, urea and creatinines, HB, PCV, urinalysis. Thanks everyone.